Good morning, dear friends. I am Dr. Regina Mlinas, Associate Professor and HOD of Electrical Engineering Department at Sanjay Goda University, Kolhapur, Maharashtra. In this electromagnetic theory series, in the last class, we come to know what are the main applications of dot product and why we need to go for cross product and how the projection of one vector to another vector and how one can find out the projection of one vector to another vector and various application as well. In this lecture, we are going to learn about what is meant by Cartesian coordinate system and what is meant by polar coordinate system, what is the difference between Cartesian coordinate system and the polar coordinate system, then what are the variables which will contribute Cartesian coordinate system, what are the variables which will contribute uh, the polar coordinate system. Let me share my screen. I hope the screen is visible to you. So in this Cartesian coordinate system, for example, if you want to represent one point, if you take this is in x-axis, this is x-axis, and this is y-axis, y-axis. If you want to represent one point here, this point, it will be the contribution of x-axis variable as well as y-axis variable, right? For example, if you want to make this point, first we have to be taking x-axis, how much distance, let's say x meter. Then if you want to make it here, this is y meter. Therefore, this point will be x comma y. So if we have another one point, let's see, this is another one point. So in this point is this distance will be different and this y-axis different will be different. Therefore, this new point will be x1 comma y1. Similarly, if we have this point, then point P2 x3 comma y3. So like that we have different set of points which will give these points which will give how to draw the curve for any experiment or any data. We can use this Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian coordinate system in the sense that we can have the coordinate in x-axis and y-axis coordinate. With this we can have set of point and we can join all the points together only one point, that point in terms of x comma y. So this is called as Cartesian coordinate system. So this is very much helpful to draw the line or draw the curve or the experimental data and show the outcome with this Cartesian coordinate is very much important. At the same time, some object will go in the circular motion. So if we have circular motion, one time this object will be here, then another sometime this object will be here. So this is x-axis, right? This is x-axis and this is y-axis. In this x and y-axis, in this x and y-axis, how far from this x-axis the angle of this point will be, angle of inclination of this point will be, and how much distance from this radius this will represent this from this origin, how much distance of this point. So this will represent this polar coordinate system. For example, for no that navigation and other applications, like the object is moving in the circular motion, where this polar coordinate system will be helpful. For example, in this polar coordinate system, if this is the case, already I have told you that this is x-axis all the time and we can take this is y-axis. Now I am only using this two-dimensional. 2 d. 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 2 In three-dimensional, the point of intersection will be different. I will explain in the next class how the one variable in Cartesian coordinate system in the three-dimensional, how the variable in three-dimensional, that polar coordinate, how the variables will be changed. Everything I will explain in this next class. But this class only I am concentrating two-dimensional, x and y. One time this point will be here. This maybe this angle will be theta 1. Sometimes this point will be here. This angle will be theta 2. So these variables are different. Similarly, this radius also it will change. This radius maybe after some time this radius will be little more higher, right? Little more higher. Otherwise, this radius will be again it is less. So based on that, this radius will also change. So the variable will be r, radius, and theta. R is otherwise called as distance between the point and origin. Point and origin. Called as so this radius is also changing, as well as that angle of inclination will be changing. All the time we will take this anti-clock. This is anti-clockwise direction. This is clockwise direction. So we will normally refer this anti-clockwise direction from the x-axis. How the theta angle will be. So for that purpose, we should use this polar coordinate system. So once again repeat, the Cartesian coordinate system only it will represent the variable in x-axis, variables in y-axis. We will find out the point. Likewise, we have a different points so that we can draw the curve. For that purpose, we can use Cartesian coordinate system. The polar coordinate system, when some particle is moving in the circular motion, and maybe the radius is varying, that angle of rotation will be varying. So for that purpose, we have to use polar coordinate system. So now let me explain how this two Cartesian coordinate system and polar coordinate system, I can represent it in this x-axis and same diagram. So we know this is x-axis, then this is y-axis. So this is the point of P of x comma y. So this will be, we can have x meter, then we have y meter. Now, if you want to represent the same point in polar coordinate system, so first you should know what is the distance between O and this particular point. So you can take this radius r, then angle of inclination with respect to this x-axis, I can call it as theta. So now I can represent point r comma theta. So these 2 points are, the position is same. At the same time, we are representing this point in Cartesian coordinate system and polar coordinate system. Then next slide, I am going to explain, next page, I am going to explain how one can convert Cartesian to polar coordinate, then polar to Cartesian coordinate. From this previous page, we come to know the Cartesian coordinates are x comma y. Then polar coordinates are r comma theta. So now we have to convert x comma y variable in terms of r. From this x and y, we have to find out what is r, what is theta. Then once we know r and theta, how we will convert that into x and y in terms of r. That means if you know x and y, how we will find out r comma theta. If you know r and r comma theta, how we will find out x and y. So for that, first let me take this explanation of Cartesian to polar coordinate system. This Cartesian to polar coordinate, for example, I am drawing again one circle, and we have, this is x-axis, right? x-axis. Then we have this point will be y-axis. Y-axis. This point is origin, right? Now this is the point I have noted down, the point P of x comma y. Now we know this point, we know what is x, what is y. We want to know what is r and what is theta, angle theta. So radius is how much and how the theta will be. For that, if you know this, when you go through this diagram, we come to know that this is one right angled triangle, right? This is one right angle. Let me take in a blue line, right? Blue line. So this is called as one right angled triangle. So in this right angled triangle, it will be it is like this right angled triangle. This is r, this is x, this is y, and this is theta, right? So you want to know what is r, what is x, theta in terms of x and y. So if this is hypotenuse of the right angled triangle, this if this angle is theta, this is your adjacent side, and this is your opposite side. So from this, using this Pythagoras theorem, we know r square equal to square root x square plus y square. Hypotenuse square, side square equal to adjacent side square plus opposite side square. From this, r equal to square root of x square plus y square. So now x and y we know, we can find out how much distance r will be. Then theta, for finding this theta, just to find out the angle of tan theta. Tan theta means, in this angle, tan theta means opposite side divided by adjacent side. So this is our opposite side. This is our adjacent side. Therefore, tan theta equal to y by x, which gives theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. Theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. So these two formulas, what are all the formulas? Let me write it in the red color. R equal to square root of x square plus y square. Then theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. These two formulas which will help us to help us to convert Cartesian to cylindrical coordinate system. Cylindrical coordinate system. Then next we have to understand how one can convert cylindrical to Cartesian coordinate system. How we will find out cylindrical to Cartesian coordinate system? Let me take again the circle. Again this circle, right? Then we have, this is x-axis, same diagram, nothing, I am not going to modify anything. Y-axis, this is the point of P, x comma y. So this distance will be r, and this point will be x, this point will be y. So we are going to write this equation of x comma y in terms of r comma theta. Since r is varying based on the radius of this circular path, then theta is varying based on the point of point in the with respect to x-axis, how far the point will be. For that, r comma theta. So we already know r comma theta. We already know r comma theta. We are going to find out x comma y. For that, you already know this angle will be theta. So this is y, this is x. So we can write it as from this sine theta equal to y by r. Then cos theta equal to x by r. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Sin theta equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So from these two equations, let me copy this entire entire content to the next page. Now we can write it as can write it as x equal to r into r. I am using this r into cos theta, y equal to r into sin theta. So these two formulas which will help us to convert polar to Cartesian coordinate system. So now I am going to summarize with these two. This is the two tabulation. This is Cartesian to polar coordinate. Then here polar to Cartesian coordinate. So now in Cartesian to polar means x comma y variable is moving to r comma theta. Here polar coordinate r comma theta is moving to x comma y. So now if you can see here, already we have derived r equal to square root of x square plus y square. Then theta equal to tan inverse of y by x. Then here x equal to r into sin theta, y equal to x equal to r into cos theta, and y equal to r into sin theta. So these are all the formulas which will help us to convert Cartesian to polar or polar to Cartesian. So I hope this content will be very helpful to you to understand the basics of electromagnetic theory. In the next lecture, I am going to explain this is I have explained everything, this Cartesian coordinate system and polar coordinate system in two dimensions, x and y. At the same time 3D dimensional, that means three dimensional x, y and z. How will be the Cartesian coordinate system variable, how we will represent this Cartesian coordinate points, and what are the points we have to consider to convert Cartesian coordinates to another coordinate, whether this polar coordinate as it is, whether we can transfer it in three-dimensional view, or otherwise any other coordinate is necessary instead of polar coordinates such as cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system. All those things we can learn it in the next class. I hope this topic is very much understandable and very much helpful to know the basics of this electromagnetic theory also. Those who have not subscribed this channel, kindly subscribe. Wish you all the best. Thank you.